शुभं करोति कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योति नमोऽस्तु ते।
Good evening, everyone. Let another Tuesday webinar by CRDE. I welcome each one of you for today's webinar, and I welcome today's speaker, Dr. Ladha Venkat ma'am, to today's Tuesday webinar. I request Uma ma'am to host this continue program.
Thank you, Suresh sir. A very good evening to one and all present. Suresh Nair, President of CRDE, a state teacher awardee, joined with Vivek Vidyalaya and Junior College in 2006 after serving for KC College for about 18 years as a professor of physics. His visionary endeavor in the field of education paved the way to fetch him an array of accolades. He is a co-author of physics textbooks for junior colleges and MHT CET for engineering entrance examination. Mrs. Deepa Desai, Secretary of CRDE. Mrs. Deepa Desai has been in the field of education for more than 4 decades and is a recipient of many awards for her work. Former principal of Arya Vidya Mandir, Juhu and ICSE board, founder principal of Mahapragya Public School, Kalba Devi, a CBSE school in South Mumbai, and former head of IES Manik Vidya Mandir. She is a woman of many talents. Her rich experience as an educationist also made her an innovative and knowledgeable trainer for the CBSE and Shri Kelwani Mandal's group of schools in Sherpur, Dhule. Center of Resource Development is a platform where teachers and educators are manured to excel and mentor the student community through local and international mentorship. CRDE offers opportunity to experiment and implement ideas, innovations, and collaboration to achieve performance and continuous professional excellence. CRDE is where confluence of like-minded individuals share and imbibe knowledge, experience through interaction, deliberation, and international exposure. Today's session, we have Dr. Mrs. Latha Venkat. Mrs. Latha Venkat, a retired principal from KGSS School, Malad. She has been an educationist for nearly 4 decades. She served as a principal for nearly 22 years. Over the years, she has been actively involved in social activities in the field of education and health. Dr. Latha Venkat is a trustee of NGO, Indian Development Foundation. She is also a committee member of the Open Forum for Principals and School Leaders Network. She has been a judge during various inter-school essay, elocution, quiz, music competitions, etc. Dr. Latha is a passionate learner and has to her credit 3 postgraduate degrees, an MPhil, PhD, and a diploma in education, all acquired during her teaching career. She has been a role model for her students and teachers. Dr. Latha Venkat owes her career to her mother, who was a teacher herself, and respects and follows her 2 women idols, Mrs. Kiran Bedi and Mrs. Sudha Murthy, who have inspired her. Dr. Latha Venkat has to her credit many accolades. To name a few, the Abraham Lincoln Headmaster Award, the Acharya Devo Bhave Award, the Nation Builder Award, the Rex Karmavir Award, and many more. Dr. Latha represented her IDF at the All Women's Conference in the United Nations in 2020. To add, I would welcome Dr. Latha ma'am, who is one of the ambassadors for CRDE. Welcome you, ma'am. On the topic, strategies for effective teaching, I'm sure we'll be all enlightened with her presentation. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Uma ma'am. Thank you so much for that introduction. A good evening to all of you. A big thank you to all those who have made it today in spite of your busy schedule. That itself is proof of your passion for education. Thank you once again. I, Dr. Latha Venkat, will be taking you across something every educator cares about: how to teach effectively. In today's classroom, our students aren't just looking for information, they are looking for connection, engagement, life skills that they can actually use. In the next 1 hour, we'll break down strategies that actually work, ways to grab attention, boost participation, and help make lessons stick long after the class ends. So if you're ready to make your teaching more impactful, here we go, and you're in the right place. Let's dive in together. Is the screen visible, clear? Audio?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much.
Right.
Your one real resource, dear teachers, is your time. 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Each day, let's ask honestly, am I investing, spending, or wasting my time? I'll take you through a very simple PPT. Would like to keep the session as interactive as possible. Just a few, because this is a learning platform, I'm sure at the end of the session, there'll be many who will be just saying, oh, this was known to me. Yeah, this though we knew. But since we are exchanging ideas and we are refreshing ourselves, the entire session is just to remind us that we are in the flow. We have to be in the flow, lifelong learners, so that we deliver our best to the students. I begin with start small, achieve big. I'll go ahead with examples, and I would like you all also to participate with examples that you have at your end. I'm just giving it a start so that the flow becomes easy for you. Otherwise, I don't want to start with, come on, who will give me? And I wait for raising hands. So I'm just starting with, I had a few students struggling with basics in maths. I could have moved on and finished the chapter, but I just took 3 extra sessions and saw to it that they were clear with the fundamentals. The result, just a month later, the same students were very clear with their concepts and could explain to the others easily. They could do their sums easily and they were in par with the rest of the class. What does the above example indicate? Please feel free to raise your hands or just on your unmute yourself and speak. I'm connecting everything to my title. So this example, what comes to your mind when I said this, that I just took extra time, I made that child understand, made him in par with the other students, and then went with my chapter ahead.
Well, what I think, ma'am,
Yeah.
is that every student can learn provided you give the right time to the student, the right opportunities to the student, and the way the student learns. If you do that, everyone can learn.
Wonderful. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Anyone else? The key takeaway, teaching is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a long race which tests endurance, whereas a sprint is a short race and just test your speed. So we are in the learning sphere. Our endurance has to be longer. We have to wait for children to get the right learning. Not that I have completed my lesson. When I was just walking through today, it came to my mind. How many times we have seen teachers inside the class continuing teaching after the bell rings, and the next subject teacher waiting in the staircase to enter. Who of them do you think is right? One inside the class, completing the portion, not bothered about the bell. The second outside the class, waiting to enter her period.
Both are sometimes, depends upon the situation, both are correct also, because the person who is in the class may have to just finish little bit to just end a particular topic, but at the same time the person on the other side, outside, being punctual, he or she has to be in on the time, because otherwise again it will reflect on her time or her topic. That's what I
Yes.
feel.
Wonderful.
Ma'am, I'll just add to it.
Yeah.
Going on what you said, maybe she came across a student who found it a little difficult to understand, and so she didn't want to leave it halfway through there. So she went an extra mile and she tried to teach him so that he would understand or she would understand, and therefore she didn't think about the time, because what was essential was getting across to that child. This is what
Okay.
I feel. It also
Fine.
could be that.
Yes. Of course, there are so many angles to it. I have got comments like, this shows that the teacher in the class has not planned her lesson well. Like Deepa ma'am, you said one student, that's a different issue at all. But she said maybe this teacher did not plan her lesson well, that she should complete it within the required time phrase. Then the second teacher, respecting time of each other. The second teacher too would have planned a 30-minute lesson. When you grab her 10-minute lesson, she is again held up with a backlog of her chapter. So either ways, my view, respect each other's time. Anything extra that you want to do, that's a very good thus that you want to attend to a student, or you want to really complete a sum half on the, generally it's the maths teacher who has done half the sum and just wants to complete it and then leave the students. But then that again goes to the title, teaching is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't finish it for the sake of finishing. That 4 lines or that half sum what you did in the last 2 minutes after the bell rang, looking out of the door, the other teacher waiting and completing it, would not give you that satisfaction of postponing it to the next period and taking it ahead. Okay, I move on to my next slide. Thank you so much. There is no single road to success. Anybody willing to share a new teaching method you experimented with and succeeded? I've got good teachers. Shweta, I can call you all by names, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Please be free to share, beta. We are just in the learning. There's no seniors, no principals, and no heads of this. Don't worry. We are all just in the learning sphere. Just contribute whatever you can. Any new, and she has been a very, very good teacher. She is at present with KES Kandivli.
Thank you, ma'am. So
Yeah.
I'm
Any new experiment? Yes.
sure. Um, I teach math currently and science. So
Okay.
recently, we had a chapter of health and food in class 5 science, where we were learning about healthy food and junk food. So we could have also discussed it directly in the class. After the primary discussion, what we did is I got children to bring their favorite junk food, packaged food. Basically, they brought their favorite packaged food, and we studied the labels, and what are the contents, what are the ingredients that go in those foods, and then at the end we concluded that which food has maximum preservatives or artificial flavors, and is falls into the junk food category, and more which foods, there were some foods which were taken which were also of the baking category, and some which were comparatively healthier options in the packaged food category. So which ones were okay to have occasionally. So children themselves were very surprised that their favorite foods have so many preservatives and so many artificial flavoring in the packet. So it was a very good learning, and children also reflected on this, that every time now, next time they choose a packet of food to eat, they will think twice, and they will read what goes in that packet and in the food. So this was a recent learning that we had.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Shweta. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I would like to share one, which is very close to my heart. This happened, and my exams will be more on aided schools and the challenges. Suresh Nair sir will understand me better. I had this class of 25 students failing in maths in the prelims exam. And as usual, my teachers, come what may, ma'am, not possible, hands up. You can try whatever, it is Feb, Jan end. In a month, no miracle will happen. Just keep them in the detained list and go ahead. It just struck me, and I took it ahead. I called my senior students, a few toppers of the last SSC batch, who were fortunately studying in our own college in the same campus, and they had their lectures in the morning. I called a few of them and I said, this is the issue I'm facing. Can you all help me out with little time after your college hours? I'm ready to call these kids in early and teach them the fundamentals. Help me to just get them a pass through, a 40-mark pass. And 7 of them agreed. I just divided these children into batches of 3. I said, just 3 children are yours. You just take it as a challenge, just as you got 80, 85. These children of these 3 of yours should at least score 40 in maths. See what you can do. And it worked out so well, ma'am. The children, sincerely, I found out that it was the generation gap. I had very senior maths teachers who could not come down to the level of these kids. Plus, since we get many in 8th standard from the BMC schools, their background, their basic fundamentals are at a nil or a 0, you can say. So adjusting a class of 72 and teaching these 10 or 12, they are also justified. But then they could come down to their level, teach as friends, just like buddies in class, and all the 21 of them got through. So that experiment of mine was very dear to me, and every year I just call them. Are you all free? Are you all free? When you all are free, come. Just give them extra, the PT session or the craft art session, whenever they can. Just join in, add on. Call the toppers, ask them to tell their experience. So this, building the generation gap had helped a lot. And when I spoke to the children after the results, why you could not understand when the teachers taught, they taught you so well, they are so experienced. They are board examiners, they know what will come for exam. They try to, curate everything to your level. Then also why you all didn't? No, ma'am, we could not understand. We could not understand. That was just one underline. We could not understand. And so what was different? This is दीदी ने ना बार बार वही कराया. दीदी ने समझाया कि ये ऐसा करने का, ये ऐसा करने का. They made us do it so many times. So first thing, the time factor. Teachers cannot afford that in the class. So, and then getting passionate teachers who will work post or preschool hours, a big challenge. So just anybody who can even, now try this method out anywhere you're stuck up and you feel, oh my God, how to go about with this. This really worked out. And that takes me to my takeaway. Learning can be adjusted according to the students' needs, wherever and whatever. It can be during school hours, it can be post school hours, it can be using the extra periods where you can, divert them. I don't say take away from games and take away from IT, everything has got equal importance. But where they are not very keenly interested, they're okay to forego that for learning. So this also can be an alternative arrangement, and the results can be seen. Thank you so much, Shweta, once again. Going forward, My next slide says, where curiosity leads, learning follows. Let me share a story of the broken clock. Most of you would have heard it, read it. A very nice story of how a physics teacher created curiousness in the class. She brought a broken clock and she left it on the table. Children were very curious, waiting for what will come next on the board, whether it's going to be time, speed, what, distance, and all. So many questions in mind. But she didn't say anything. She just said, "Can anyone tell me why the clock has stopped?" And as usual, hands up. And one child said the battery would have died down. One said it might be a mechanical fault. A few more answers. And one boy from behind said, "Can we open and see?" That gave the curiosity a spark. Can we open and see? She just allowed them. Come on. 4, 5 of them gathered around the table, pulled it out part-wise, understood what is gear, understood what is spring, understood what are the needles, understood the physics terms. And at the end of that half an hour, it was unknowingly they learned maths, they learned physics, they learned team spirit, they learned cooperation without anybody teaching them. They had a lot of questions, which was now easy for the teacher to answer. Okay, they have not understood this. This is how the mechanism is. This is how it works. And then she related it to physics. So now the lesson, the class became more interesting. Curiosity sparked. Children were interested, all into the lesson. And then it was like, oh, now it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be something like this, something inner, what she's going to teach us, how it works and what it works. And it took her along. They learned so much. And when we spark curiosity, learning lasts for life. When we teach for that period, we teach for that time. But when you make them curious about knowing something, you give them a lifelong learning. Anybody would like to share anything on this? Experiences, examples? You can come up with anything, please. Yeah? No one there?
No, whatever is you said is correct. Oh, curiosity always
Yes, sir,
makes
you
them-
should really add physics, sir.
No, definitely. Those who are interested in physics part definitely will think of something to do. Not only thinking, but something to do. So they will be, very, very creative. Otherwise, they will not be satisfied with whatever you give or teach. Because I have to do something and I have to check myself. Then only I will be satisfied like that.
Fine, sir. Thank you so much. Moving on to my next slide. Trusting your stakeholders. PTMs are tough. Everyone has seen it. Most teachers have experienced it. Positive reaction from a parent is, for a selected few. Your child is good in dancing, singing, does that, academics topper, football. Oh, wow. The parent is so happy. You meet a parent. Now this though, I want any one of you to share. A PTM where you had to address a parent and discuss the child's learning challenges or special needs of the child. Anybody, any PTM that you have attended where you really felt challenging explaining to the parent, because see, generally, how can you say that my child is like that? That's the first thing. Secondly, the moment you say counselor, for them, counselor is a bad word. My child is not fit for counseling. You come across these arguments a lot. Anybody, please feel free to share an PTM discussion that you had.
Yes, ma'am. Can I say something, Sadhana?
Yeah, please. Anybody.
No, I have seen so many times parents are not ready to accept that their children are lagging behind, or they have got some learning, what do you say, problem, their LDs or whatever it is. So we find it difficult to convince them to go to counselor, do some treatment, do some extra caring for the children because they are so adamant. They think their child is the best. Whatever he is doing is correct. You are perfectly right about it. It is difficult to convince parents regarding it.
So let us use this forum to discuss how do we address it. Let us try to bring
Yeah.
solutions. Yes, everybody is going to face this, and this is a very, regular thing, very frequent thing that happens. Every PTM, there is one grudge-faced teacher who is not ready to listen at all. There is one teacher who is very open-hearted, very broad-minded, ready to listen to everything. But then satisfying the parent is a real challenge because their expectations have changed to a great extent from what we seniors have experienced. They used to come with humble hands. Aap boliye na madam, aap jaisa bolenge waisa karenge.
No,
It
no.
was that.
Nowadays,
Now it has gone to,
yeah,
we are
other side of
service
the
providers.
paper.
Who are you? Who are you? We are paying, you have to give
Yes.
us the best. So that attitude of theirs many a time puts us in a fix as to how to address it. You know that the child is, and your genuine this is to help the parent to tap the the difficulty at disability or challenge at the right stage. That's what you want to try to do. But then when they don't accept it at all, how do we take it across? What do? We need a solution also. Let us not just go on these other problems. We have, how do we create trust? That's the basic this. How do we create trust?
Can
Can I say something?
Yeah, anybody, please.
So actually, my school, I faced the problem with the primary parent.
Okay.
Secondary is there. Then also primary parent, actually what happened, they are mostly comparing with the children's studies. Neighbor child is doing well, my child is not doing why, this and that, everything. So many problem I faced. Then one parent bring the child to me, ma'am, teacher is telling in the classroom that my child is answering everything, writing everything good, but why the child is not doing home and tuition? So I asked her, you observe the children at home. तो मेरे को टाइम मिलता है उतना मैं देखती हूँ तो मैं बोला ऐसे नहीं you had to sit 15 minutes not more than that only 15 minutes to sit discuss with him you are doing that so she didn't reply anything I give 2 days let them sit with the children observe and ask your tuition teacher what way he is doing there then you come and meet me I'll give the suggestion to you guide you then she came वो भी उधर भी वैसे ही करता है मेरे को कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है मेरा बेटा बुक ला showing the book when I am asking he is keeping mum so then I told call the teacher in front of her only parent को बाहर भेज दिया ऑब्जर्व करने बोला टीचर asked the question to the children बच्चे ने आंसर बोला टीचर ने हाँ very good nice that appreciation only the child is opening the mouth because he is small primary level. When we are appreciating, the child is telling the wrong answer also. Teacher told, okay, no problem. Let them correct this way. The correction immediately done. The child repeat the correct answer. After observing, I called the parent. I said, what you observed now? When the child is replying you, you are immediately scolding the child. That's why the child is not opening the mouth to the same attitude the teacher showing the tuition also. So learn from your child first. Then you react how you have to do. Then only child will come up. Next 1 week I gave the parent. Then she told, yes, ma'am. Now he is replying me doing well. Thank you. This way I handling the parents when I am taking the parents meeting, guiding them this way you do. Then the most of the children, they learn very much from the parents only because my school parents are uneducated. But others they are telling they'll believe in that. So I told, don't believe others, believe your child. He will do the better things for you. This is my experience.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. How many of you agree that PTM should have the parent and the child together?
I agreed.
Should we have them together or no?
I disagree. Though I'm not very relevant and I'm not at the ground level. But I have something to share
though it's
Yes,
completely different. It's not, I'm not in the situation because I've never encountered a PTM
Okay.
for scores of years. But I can just share that, what we have. I saw in one institution the digital problem that's going on today, excess use of screen time and the mobile. And the parents were called. The parents were asked to share and discuss. There was only a teacher to monitor, the principal and the teacher to monitor. They were just listening. They were not opening their mouths. The parents started revealing what their children were doing at home and how they spent their time. And these discussions helped all the parents together to frame something, to come together to a common understanding. Similarly, even in a PTM, where it comes to performances of students, some doing very well, some not doing very well, some feeling dejected because their child is a slow learner. I think parents need to come out similarly and talk about their child, and then somewhere they can come to a common understanding. If there is an exchange, healthy exchange, they can come to a common understanding. Otherwise, always I know that PTMs, I've often heard that they are not very successful. This is my
Thank you,
take.
ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. I too agree with it. Why? Because generally what happens is the parent turns in with the child, and the first thing the teacher starts is, you came to know, did you see the result? Saw how many red lines you got? It's the right direct bang on the child. So what I would prefer is talk to the parent first, give 10 minutes to the parent separately, make him understand ki where the child is wrong, what is wrong, yeah, where the change is needed. Then call the child and put it across in a positive way, not necessarily, it is, what do you say, all fail in 5 subjects, fail in 6 subjects. It's okay. But how you put it across without hurting the child's feeling. The child has also got his own feelings, emotions. So and generally what happens is, not in many schools like my picture on the screen, you have a 1-to-1 and a classroom empty. They call a PTM according to roll numbers. That's what I have seen. Hardly, 10, 12 parents sitting. Roll number 3, aa jao. Parent and child sits like how my screen shows. And you're being heard by all. The insult is for all. The child feels very demoted. He feels, why did the teacher tell in front of all? I'm bad, I know. He cannot show his emotions at that time, neither can the parent. So rather than hurting the child and the parent's emotions, call the parent give 5 minutes separately to the parents, then call the child in and discuss together and come to a common solution which will help out, satisfying both of them, telling the parent also this is there, but he is good in this. I always remember Dr. Tushar Guha's examples, the sandwich one. Talk little good. No child is fully bad. There will be something good. Talk the good to the parent. He will be little, motivated. He'll feel, oh, something is good in my child. Then talk the bad and then cover it up. So it's all on the methodology that you use, how you build trust in the parent. We can easily say, and I will not be, what do you say? I don't say I'm flattering myself, but not once in my 40 years have I got a grudgy parent or a parent who will shout at me, or, never. Any PTM I enter, it has been, okay, ma'am, samjha, abhi samjha. So it's all on how you are delivering the result. It cannot be just a negative remark. Next time आप आओगे तो बता देना, देखना कैसा करेंगे, ऐसे ही करेगा तो आप आपके बच्चे, हम बच्चे को निकाल देंगे. Parents, teachers even come to that level. ये सेमेस्टर एग्जाम है, आपको समझ रहा है, सेकंड सेमेस्टर में ऐसा लेगा तो हम नाम निकाल देंगे. So it is a total negative scenario, and it's but natural that the parents' feeling towards you also will be the same. And the sad part is this will continue at home. Saw what the teacher told today, the evening at home also will continue with that. So analyzing what will be the child's position, what will be his emotion, what will be his, state of mind, everywhere and everywhere being shouted the whole day. So somewhere I feel that will give a little space. I don't know how well it will work in all situations. Like space is a constraint. Many schools have separate rooms where they call 1-by-1. That's a more safer situation where you can have a 1-to-1 talk and clearly tell them everything. But in most schools that lacks, and they come in, a few numbers together. So even the parent feels bad, the child feels bad, and you're not, creating a very positive situation as such. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So fostering meaningful relationships, this will encourage communication and it will help make our job easy. The more the parent is connected to us, the more they understand that we are doing. Nowhere the parent should feel, what is the school doing? Everything is on us, or if, like Radha ma'am said, the tuition teacher. This comparison, this bridge has to be, we have to bridge the gap somehow and create a foster a relationship where next time the parent comes, ma'am, aapne last time bola tha PTM mein, I have seen a wonderful change in my child. That impact, one PTM after the other. Whereas we see PTMs where, बाप रे, जुलाई में भी वही बोला था, सितंबर में आ रहे हो, वैसा ही आपका बच्चा. So that comment itself, irritates the parent. He loses the hope. What is the school doing? I had this when in 84, when I first started teaching. I was a teacher of 3rd standard. And on the result day, I gave the parent the result card. The child had got 0 in maths. The parent didn't say anything. Ma'am, कोई बात नहीं, वो थोड़ा कमजोर है. लेकिन मैं एक पूछूं आपको. I said, yes, please. You know what he asked? Ma'am, आपने 230 दिन क्या किया? And that was the question that struck me all my life. That was the day I decided if I enter a class, it should be a 100% class. When I leave it, no child gets a 0. If the child has got a 0 after sitting in your class for 230 days, somewhere we are responsible, isn't it? The parent is right. Just handing him a red line report card, somewhere you are responsible. And I took it to heart. I didn't say, why are you saying that? Who are you to ask me? No. I said, I took it to heart. Yes, he's right. What have I done? Throughout 230 days, the child has been with me and I've not done anything. I just left him with a 0. So there, this PTM sharing is very, very important. As much as we can, the more we trust them, the more we feel, they will understand what I say. And it is absolutely the delivering part, how well you deliver and get the relation better. Thank you so much. Knowing your pedagogy. Two chefs having the same ingredients. One will come out with the best of meal, which everyone will remember, and the other will mock up with whatever little knowledge he had. So knowing your pedagogy, basically, it will transform your knowledge into meaningful learning. The same example of chefs goes to the teachers. Two teachers have the same textbook, have the same laboratory to use, have the same teaching aids to use. But the one who uses them skillfully will know, like where she knows when to ask questions, when to pause, how to create curiosity, what should be left for the children to learn, what should she give. Only that teacher will end up giving a good lesson. The one who has got all the tools and is unable to use them skillfully will end up not very satisfactory, with not a very good result. So subject knowledge here is very essential. Everybody must have it, but how you teach and what tools you use, what teaching aids you use, how you make the learning meaningful is from where effective teaching comes. How you engage, how you explain, and how you inspire learners. Anybody has anything to share on this?
That's perfectly right. Pedagogy is very important.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Moving on to my next slide. Be concise, make every word count. Please raise your hand if you have left your class feeling, I explained everything. Why didn't they get it? Many a time, the situation is, इतना अच्छा से समझाया, फिर भी, that फिर भी comes out so often from us because we are so confident that we did it so well. But then what? Where, just as I gave you the example of that 0, I felt that I taught maths the whole year. But what? So be concise, make the words count is talking less, which we as teachers find it very difficult to do. We feel the more we talk, the more knowledge is being, transferred. Whether it is history or geography, the teacher feels like, come on, start 30 minutes. I have spoken. Now the class is perfect. To be very true, everything else, the lesson plan is on paper. 10 minutes pre-revision, 15 minutes feedback, follow-up. Kuch nahi hota. It is just a 35-minute tuck to tuck, point to point started, ended. This was my syllabi. I had to complete. Teach children, next lesson will start in the next period. The ending is always that. So where there is no space for reflection, there is no space for thinking, and with the class crowd that we have, I can't raise my hand and stop you and ask, ma'am, I didn't understand this. You don't have the time. Sit down, I have to complete this. That's the general, answer that we get. We have our own justifications. We have to complete the syllabus. All the classes have now, though that challenge is a big one. Divisions A to L have to go in the same flow. No teacher should be left behind or ahead. So that teacher has finished. So my syllabus is lagging. Pull on. Time is this much only. Exams are near the corner. I have to complete it. Children should be given enough time for learning. That's the excuse we give. Children should be given enough time for learning. But then we end it by themselves. I have completed my portion. Children should get enough learning by themselves. We leave it to that. So that does not give you an effective lesson. Learning does not happen actually when you talk more and the students' thinking is curbed. So lessons in the class generally must be like the clock example, leaving them to think a little. Now this cannot happen for all subjects. I'm sure I'll agree with all of you. It cannot happen for history and geography, or you can use it even for geography. Put up a map on the board, ask them 3 or 4 questions. This is this lake, this is this plateau, this is this mountain, my map is done. You are not even giving them time to analyze what map is on the board. Is it clearly visible to the last bencher? The map there and you are there. You hardly have time for all these. You don't give them time to even tell you, ma'am, I can't see the board. Sit down. I'm showing now with the scale, sit down. So what are we doing? We are only talking more and curbing their thinking. We are not allowing them to reflect on what, nor do we give them time to analyze and come back with what they have understood. Lessons have never been key. I stop at 25 minutes. Last 10 minutes, come on. How has my lesson been? And that is why we come out of the class with that, sad feeling. Baap re, kitna sikaya, fir bhi mera subject mein itne fail ho gaye. That kitna sikaya is, that where we went wrong. We talked too much and we didn't give them time to understand, or we didn't take time to see how much of it that they have understood. So rushing with the portion, here again what I did in the 9th standard. We are not, hand bound to follow a particular this. We have got that flexibility to, shift a bit lessons, especially history, geography and all, where you find it connected. What I generally did it in the last 7-8 years. The last exam of 9th standard, I put in a few chapters of 10th standard. There was nothing wrong. It was related. Civics chapters. Civics, what they studied in 9th, the carryover was in 10. So I reduced 2 lessons of the first term or the 3rd unit test, whatever, and I added 2 lessons of 10th. It became a double revision. They didn't lose anything. They learned it and they left it. So such small changes which we can make at our end, where like the syllabus says 35 chapters. We know which of those 35 are going to be connected to the next year. Grammar, basically grammar. Right from 5th standard to 10th standard, the child is learning simple compound complex, indirect speech, direct speech. Why can't we break it up class-wise? Why can't 5th standard do only nouns, verbs, and understand it properly? What happens is 10th standard we are landing up with, yes, children, did you understand? Where's the noun in the there? I had studied in 5th, it's gone. So repeating that way doesn't make sense. Subsidizing it, making it smaller for them to understand, giving them a small portion of it and being satisfied that yes, all my children in the class know noun, verb. I'm happy with that. Next class, let me do adjective. But our board is itself all the 6 types of nouns, one shot. Today I have to complete the entire types of nouns. Whether they have understood collective or abstract is second. So not going to that, let us be concise, make our word count. Less explanation leads to more exploration. Moving ahead. Experiment, experiment, experiment. 3 times, because that's how science works. That's how teaching works. the more you experiment on your teaching methodology, the more ideas you will get, the more innovative you will become, and the more effective your teaching will become. So I follow a particular pattern. I am very, this pattern suits me the best. I just can go in the class and with years of teaching, you're a master of that subject. Just open the textbook and you know it by heart. It's that to that level. But then is that same method, are the students the same? Is the class the same? Will the method be same? Will be useful same for everybody? This needs to be understood. And that is why we need to experiment on our methodology. We experiment with the children. Do they know? Have they understood? But we never take a reflection on our methodology. Has my teaching gone to that level? Again, the same thing. You did a group activity in class and the outcome was not good. You went mentally prepared. Chalo, today I'm not teaching. I'm going to do a group activity. You did a very nice group activity. But then the result, the outcome, children didn't answer as you expected. Immediately, what is our reflection? Nahi yaar, somewhere I failed. I'm not a good teacher. Because I thought that if I do this group activity, the result will be awesome. Children are going to praise me today. Ma'am, this is the answer. This is the answer. Answers will come in, minutes and everybody will be happy. But that didn't happen. So are you a bad teacher? No, you're not a bad teacher. You only have to change what learning you got from that. When you didn't get the desired output, what learning did you get? That this method did not suit this set of students. That's what we need to understand. This methodology did not. The group activity may be very successful in another class. So you're not a bad teacher. You did a good job. You tried it. But then back to experiment. Try something new. This class is not able to understand that very much. They may do group activity later, but today go with something lesser, something smaller, so that they understand group activity in the larger sense and experiment. So you can do activities like think, pair, share. Give them a topic, make them into groups of 2 or 3, and then ask them to share their views. Storytelling is a very good, very effective method, brings interest. You can have hands-on activity where children are allowed to do something, especially in science. Bring the leaves, understand the biological, whatever they can understand better. So anything of this which changes your regular familiar method, I will do this. You have to come out of that comfort zone and allow them to, experiment on different methods so that your resultant or your result that you expect is something really positive, something really which you will feel satisfied with. I would surely like somebody to share anything that you experimented. Something small you did in the class.
Yes, ma'am, I would like to say something.
Yeah, sure.
In math, usually I take a lot of materials, manipulatives, as we say, the different objects, counters or something, to teach. Our first chapter was Roman numbers, and there we don't have much to explore. So this time I just went out of my comfort zone a little bit, and I dressed up. I did little bit of dressing up as of that style that Roman people used to dress up as, and then I went and gave them some background about how the um numbers came into picture. Roman numbers were used. What were the applications of Roman numbers? Then explain the rules, and then we went about a group activity where I gave because rules were already explained, I gave them a code. So every letter of the Roman number corresponds to a particular number, and then there was a code that was hidden. They had to decode the message and find out using the rules of Roman numbers. So this is how we did. So that dressing up and telling them in the form of a story. So that was a little different, and I felt that was an experiment. Usually I don't venture into that area, but I wanted to do something different. To see if the results are different. So this is something I tried recently.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very unique.
you.
Very good, very good, very good, Vita. Great. Okay, let's move ahead. This again goes with the earlier slide itself, learning beyond the familiar. Many teachers have that. There's good morning, children. Yes, open page 47 of the textbook. The lesson starts there. So, and children know better, The moment you enter, they imitate you so well. हाँ अभी madam बोलेगी open page textbook. It goes to that mindset is so much into them. Ki this teacher comes means she will teach like this only. The same goes with supervision. How many of you all have observed that? Children clap hands when a particular teacher comes into the supervision room. And if somebody else comes, you find grumpy faces. So they judge you so well. If this one is there, I can do all this. If this one is there, I cannot do, I have to take care. So this, what do you say, the mental state of mind. Oh my God, now this history teacher, geography teacher will come. She'll put the map on the board and then she'll take the scale and tell us to point out. Shri Baba. It's, it goes, they are, it's like fixed in their mind. This is going to be the flow. So again, there we need to bring the change. It does not begin, learning never begins just with instruction or just with the stroke of the bell. History teacher has come in, open page number 26, come on, read. Or the English teacher, yes, come on, read, paragraph reading. When you follow the same method, they know. And sometimes what happens is, some teachers, they say roll number wise. Reading happens roll number wise. So the others make fun till their roll number comes. So simple thing, jump numbers, it will keep them attentive. They don't know when they are changed. But then we are so used to that rote model that we follow. No, this works well. Today the reading will happen like this. So there we again lose on the spark. There is no curiosity. There is no interest in the children. And most of the lesson goes in a boring this. Learning should always disrupt. Here, disrupt doesn't mean, break and it's not chaos as such. Disrupt is shake them to think. What you're doing, like Shweta just said, a beautiful example. Suddenly I come, I can come into the class, like I put the picture of the role play. Make them do it. Ask them to come dressed. That will create some interest. Today, history is going to be different. We are going to do the role of Afzal Khan and Shivaji, whatever. So that interest to learn that part of the subject, plus the interest beforehand, the curiosity, how it will look, how he will act, will he be able to say his dialogues, who's going to be the better actor, so many things coming to their mind creates interest on the topic as well. A simple example is our COVID times. We moved outside the four walls, isn't it? We never knew that we will have to do online, but each and every one of us learned it. It was the need of the hour. So we walked out of didn't children learn? COVID times also, 2 years children learned. Learning happened outside the four walls of the classroom. Take them out, at least move them. Many a time that 4 or 5 hours sitting itself bores them up. Many timetables are such that English, history, math, science, geography. There is no PE in between. There's no drawing. There's no art. All that comes in the end. So the half day is full of matter to be filled. The second half you're totally free. So timetable shuffling also matters a lot. A little movement here and there. We can't sit for half an hour at one place. We have to shake. And we tell the children, don't move, sit straight. Why are you moving? Why are you disturbing? So the simple understanding that their attention capacity is also limited to that much can create a lot of change in the class. We can have role plays. We can have audio visuals. We can ask them to speak, have children speak about some particular topic that you give and create an interest in the class. Here the goal is not just to inform, we need to transform the children. Okay. Moving on to my next slide, champion every student. I'll keep the time in this, okay. All connected, they need more instruction, right from the PTM to the slides that I followed, they need more encouragement. And many a time it's been seen that it's the toppers who are appreciated. The hands in the first few benches which go up are asked for answers. They are the ones who the teacher, children label as favorites. Are malum hai usko hi puchenge. It's a mindset again. So, and why we do that? That's our in fear. If the child says, it's just like that inspector coming to the class, if he asks anybody, Tom, Dick and Harry, gone, you're gone for a toss. So what we do, prepare the children in the first few benches and we distribute the places. 2 of y'all sit there, maybe he'll ask the last bench fellow also. So we are so much of fear ki what will be the result of if my teaching is not proved. So that's what we try to do in class. So every time it is, you are the topper, you read the lesson, you give the dictation words, you write on the board, you come for the choir or you go to the assembly. It's always praise and praise for the toppers, leaving these backbenchers still back. They hesitate because in the moment you tell them, do you want, nahi madam, wo acha karega, kar lene. And now the, the scenario in classes is like that. Earlier, they will at least try to attempt. No, ma'am, I will not be able to. I don't think you can give them. Now they will write on your face, nahi ma'am, usko hi karne do. They are more happy being there, enjoying and clapping rather than being in the forefront. So that type of a scenario is where, like I said in my earlier experiment, 15 students, why they didn't learn. There again, in that class of 25 or 30, that first 15 were given important. You understood the sum by next sum. You understood? Okay, you understood next sum. You never bothered about these who didn't understand. So here again, when they fail, let's try again. Ask a child who has, call a child who has failed, just give him a pat on the back. Try again, na beta. This is not just the end of, try again. If you find a child very quiet, you can call him and say, tell me something. Today I want you to talk. You say 2 words, you say one, you read a paragraph, but I want you to talk. When they get one thing right, applaud it in the class. What happens is, many a time, if a child who is a backbencher gets something, got it right, oh my God, mila kya ek to right. That's the teacher's reply. Not that, oh, you have done it this time. We never have that appreciation for the not so comfortable learners. So we mostly end up appreciating only the toppers. So the next time a child gets 4 out of 10 or 5 out of 10, just call him to yourself and tell him, I saw you working hard. I'm sure next time you'll get 10 out of 10. That will give him the boost. Teacher
Yes.
told me he will put in extra efforts. He will try more. Teacher herself told me. That small, you're the mother in the school that we all know. We are the second parents. But then when that pat and that encouragement and that moral support is missing, the child goes into the shell. So we as we have to cheer each and every child, every accomplishment, every little thing that the child has achieved in class has to be, and this PTM can be used as a good forum in front of the parent. When you are with the child, appreciate. आपको मालूम है last time आपका बेटा ही पूरा class mind किया, शांत, 1 hour he could keep them quiet. Parent will be proud. You can call and tell him he is very good in PT. I find him always in good uniform. So simple things like this. Not necessary that you have to always talk about academics. Some good characters that the child has. So disciplined he is. Tell 2 times in the class. He'll keep it all his life. So marks can motivate for a day. Belief motivates for a lifetime. And it is this small recognitions that we give during our sessions. We should leave away that excuse that I don't find time. These small recognitions is what builds confidence in every child. I'll move ahead to my next slide. When students thrive, we succeed. Every student has a story. The child who is sleeping in the last bench. Why is he sleeping? ठीक है, उसको सोने दो. You're more happy that he's not disturbing the class. But there is the, the crunch of it. Why is he sleeping? Either he is sick, or he has not slept the previous night, or there is a problem at home, or your lesson is so boring. But the 4th one we will not accept. He is not well. You will take it for granted before even asking the child that he is, theek hai na, usko sone do, don't disturb him. So every child has a different story. I had this child coming late to school every day. A very, touching example for life. She used to come late every day, and we have the PT teachers, marking late in the calendar down. A week went, 2 weeks went. The 3rd week they brought, madam, please. She's not ready to listen. 12:45 the bell rings every day. She's in by 1:10, 1:05. I just took some time to ask her. I said, what happened? Why? No, madam, from tomorrow I'll come on time. What I did the next day, I took her address. I sent my PT teacher to the bus stop. She was not there. I was very confident that I had, confided, I had made her comfortable and she will come. She was not there. She came again at 1:10. I said, you promised me. What happened today now? You know what reason she gave me? Miss, my father is a drunkard. He drinks in the morning and comes. and he beats my mummy. Today, my mummy was having very high fever. For the past 3 days, she is suffering from high fever. I didn't want him to kick her. I still get goosebumps when I remember. I said, what did we do to that child? If had I punished her, listening to my PT teachers, had I, written a note in her calendar or sent her away home, what would have been the impact on that child? So it was a lifelong learning from me. Just don't judge. It's just like judge a book by it. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't look at the face and say this could have happened. They came with all stupid reasons. मैम कुछ नहीं, वो जबरदस्ती का बस स्टॉप में खड़ा रहती है, बस को जाने देती है. My God, I felt like, why will a child even allow a bus to go and come late and get shoutings every day or be out of the class for a period? And why the punishment? And this was the reality. So if more children fail in your subject, ask whether you have another experiment or you have to teach differently. Measure your success by the student's success, not by your talking. I did this. My PT teachers were kitna pucha, kuch nahi bol rahi hai. I said, you didn't ask the way you had to ask. She could have confided 2 weeks back and you could have found out a solution even. But no, you didn't do that. You just did your duty of writing the remark. So every gap you see in the classroom is an opportunity for you to learn something more. Our greatest achievement is helping every student reach theirs. So, dropouts is we don't say our school is bad, that's why children are dropping out, or, something is wrong somewhere, or fees is high. That has a place at its this. But then somewhere, if children are failing continuously, or they're not interested in coming to class, or there is too much absenteeism, there can be reasons behind academics. There will be a gap which we have to tap and find out and then take it ahead. So our greatest achievement, we can call ourselves successful only when we see our students successful. And so finally, what makes a great teacher? From all the slides that we went through, from all the discussions that we had, if you leave a class, if after you leave a class, students are confident, students are curious, and they are capable, then you're already following all these strategies. So this satisfaction, today I came out of my class, when I reflect on my teaching for that period, yes, I did justice to my lesson. How will I measure this justice? The next class, 10 minutes in the starting. We did this. Can you all tell me if 50% of the children or 60% of the children even answer, you can be satisfied that you have done justice to your lesson. That's measuring your methodology, or measuring your teaching is necessary throughout. We call ourselves lifelong learners. So every mistake, every gap, every opportunity that we get is all a learning experience for us, and we should never keep away from learning. I won't feel bad to share that how stressed I was and how many times I asked Uma, how will I take it ahead? COVID times were far, and to be very true, I'm out of technology, just little of mobile and once in a way. But all these lessons are happening on Zoom and Google Meets. Webinars are happening, sessions are happening, but nowhere where I had to speak in a webinar, in an online session. I'm saying, Uma, I'm not the right person, Uma, ma'am, please. Samne aane bolo, I can talk as much, I can keep the audience engaged, but not this. So, and then I just put in a word. I said, no, I'll take it as a challenge. Let me do it. I don't know how far I'll be successful, but let me do it. And the learning happened. So, the end of the day, yes, I know to operate proper, I can conduct a proper webinar. I know to show the slides. I know to operate the PPT. Some learning has happened, which is the need of the hour. Why do I need it? Will I take another webinar? I could have questioned myself to that. But no. Whatever little knowledge I got today is going to help me take it ahead. So I will wind up with that. Keep inspiring, keep learning. And I would like share, I love this quote and I copied it. Drive this car to succeed. Change what you can change, accept what you cannot change, and rise above what you can't accept. I will close with this. Thank you all so much and wishing you all the best as you go back to your classrooms.
Ma'am, I would like to say something.
Yes, dear.
Ma'am, this session was very insightful. Usually we attend, there are a lot of theories and methods which we already know. But this today's session brought your perspectives from your experience. So
Yes.
it is really very unique and many wonderful insights I've got, and I would like to definitely implement them. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was very
Great,
nice.
great. I'm so happy. Thank you, Shweta. Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Suresh Nair sir, Deepa ma'am, would you like to say something?
Suresh sir has
Suresh sir has left
left
now.
early.
Yeah.
He had already taken Lata ma'am's permission to leave
Oh,
early.
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the temple program.
And as for the session, Lata ma'am, it was wonderful. You relate so much to what you have
Thank
said,
you. Thank you so much.
related so much, and I don't know, I don't have words to express how well it was conducted, because I have always believed, and I am sure Dr. Tushar Guha had also told us, when you are speaking and if you give your own experiences, it really creates an impact on the audience. And that is exactly what you have done. You have shared your experiences. You have given the brighter side of it and the gray areas of it. And very well done. Very well done, ma'am. Wonderful
Thank you.
session.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And
Deepa ma'am.
I would just like to share something here.
Yes, ma'am.
A little bit I would like to share. I had a student, this is just a few years ago, that is approximately 2019, so you could say 7 years, not very, very far.
Okay.
And I was teaching chemistry in that particular class, class 8 it was.
Mhm.
And there was one child who was not so very good in studies. He had learning difficulties. Of course, as you rightly said, parents don't accept it. All that was there. But somehow, I always noticed when he was in the chemistry class, he would be all enthusiastic and, all ears wants to listen. Though, of course, while translating to paper, it was not much. So there was an occasion when I entered the class, the children were, their faces were down, and I don't know what class they had before that. I don't know. I can't recollect. So when I entered, I said, I normally wish the kids myself before they wish me. So I wished them and I said, what happened? Why this half-hearted wish? Yes, you don't want to take a class, me to take the class. Should I go away? Should I send somebody else? No, ma'am, we don't feel like studying. We don't feel like learning. And then I said, what do you feel like doing? Just, ma'am, little bit of masti we want to do. So I said, what masti? See, I don't want you to create halla gulla in the class, but what masti you want to do? So anything, ma'am, will you suggest? I said, how about having a quiz? So, yes, ma'am, we'll have a quiz. I said, see, only one condition. What you're going to take for the quiz, I will decide, but quiz you all will conduct. So 2 rows on one side, 2 rows on the other side. And you all decide who's going to be the quiz master. So first 10 questions, 2 rows will ask, and remaining 10 questions, the other 2 rows will ask. So you won't believe, Lata ma'am, this boy who was not so good, who had learning difficulty, he stood up and said, I would like to be the quiz master.
Oh.
And some of the kids laughed loudly. So I said, why are you laughing? What is the problem? No, ma'am, nothing, ma'am. I said, very good. You want to be the quiz master? I said, he can be the quiz master. You can be the quiz master. Anybody can be the quiz master. So why did you laugh? There's nothing to laugh about it. And I told him, Yes, please come. And if you are having any problem, I'm there. I will help you out. So 2 rows, he was the quiz master. The other 2 rows, somebody else was a quiz master. And he did, of course, with little bit of help, he did wonderfully. And you won't believe the parent who everybody in the school said is a fighter cock. Next day she came and she said, ma'am, my child was so happy you gave him this chance to do. He was so happy. So, as you rightly said, always we cannot be, वो बोलते हैं ना लकीर के फकीर, we can't be that.
Very true, very true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, just wanted to share
Thank you so much
this.
for sharing. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Sushma Gaba ma'am, thank you for being there. Where are you?
Lata ma'am,
Your Mini ma'am is there. Thank you. Yes, Mini, speak.
It's so nice to attend, to this webinar,
Yeah.
and it's full of practical wisdom out
God
of
bless.
your own experience.
Thank
So
you so much.
that
Thank you so
was
much.
really wonderful. And
God.
thank you very much for inviting me here.
Oh, great. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Yes, Mini. Thank you for
Yes.
being there.
no words. I mean, man, quite an enriching session. And I can proudly say that I have been completely mentored by you. Yeah, right? And each and every single instance and their examples that you quoted and you shared with whatever rich experience that I could relate to that. And it was a great takeaway session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking our time. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pravina. I'm so lucky. I have got my colleagues. Deepa ma'am, I started
Yes.
my working from 1985. So I have got teachers in this group from all 3 schools that I worked. I'm so happy
That's
that we
great.
made time.
I would
Colleagues,
like to
teachers, friends from my NGO. I'm indeed lucky. Yes, Pravina.
I would like to thank you, Lata, for inviting me at this session. It is really wonderful to see you back the way you used to be in the school. It's been a long time.
This is
And,
SBIS International Gorai. 2
Exactly,
years
exactly. And this is the same, Lata, the way you were in the class. And, I could correlate that the first time when we were in the school together. I mean, how you used to mentor the students and how you used to take care of the students. I have learned a lot from that. And as you rightly said, in the PTA or in the open house, if you give a positive response to the parents, they really appreciate the efforts. And I have experienced that. I mean, in my class, there was a notorious boy, and every teacher has been complaining about his naughty behavior. But when his parents came and I told good things about him, which was really true, the parents said, "Ma'am, इतने साल में किसी ने मेरे लड़के की तारीफ नहीं की, आप पहली हो." And mind you, Lata, I'll tell you, you won't believe, today that boy is at an international level, at a very good post, and till date he is in connection with us.
Super.
And he always relates the things what I had said. And I said, I don't remember. Now it's been, I mean, we are old enough. But he says, no, ma'am, that one thing what you said about me has changed my entire life. So it makes a lot of difference. The teacher makes a lot of difference in the child's life. And thank you so much. And I would request you to have some more sessions like that, so more teachers are motivated. Thank you so much.
Word.
So,
Thank
Lata
you,
ma'am,
thank
you are
you
in
so
line now, huh?
No.
More sessions.
More,
Ma'am, make a
much
note
in,
of it.
too much
Radha,
in
thank you so
demand.
much, Radha.
Yes.
We have P-Ward, we have ex-colleagues, we have teachers from my, Pravina was from Swami Vivekananda International, Mini ma'am was my partner managing the English medium part. I was the Hindi medium principal. Radha Nair is from P-Ward, she was with St. Francis. Sushma is an old friend of mine with my NGO IDF. So nice. Shweta Khatri was selected by me, worked under me for a short time and then left. But then I'm so happy that they still relate, they still keep in mind. And it is this feeling of our
Yes.
kids coming back to us, our kids telling us that they are what they are because of us, which gives
Exactly.
us, which gives us the Best
Exactly.
satisfaction ever.
Very true.
Thank you all
Yes.
so much once again for making
Yeah.
this successful.
Ma'am,
Yes.
yes, ma'am. As you said, you have we have had a very short, brief period when I worked under you, but yet I have really experienced. You're one of the most positively influential person in my life. I've really learned so much from you. I still remember, and I sometimes, ask also that, okay, how would Lata ma'am think about this in this situation, if this kind of, especially in work-related situations. I usually do that, and it really gives me, good insights. So I really look up
Thank you,
to
Bacha.
you.
I'm so happy
And
you're
I
connected. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, beta.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lata ma'am,
Yes,
I want to be
madam.
the last.
Ambujam ma'am, I want to hear from you.
Yeah. It was such a practical
My
session.
mother you're my mother on the screen here now. Come on.
No. You don't know. I was listening to every bit of it. A very novel. I think I've written in the chat box, which I rarely do. A very
Yes.
novel style of presentation. And I learned a new strategy also. The way you presented was really so different from the usual way of presentations. I really enjoyed every bit of it. Very practical,
Thank you, ma'am.
very
Thank you so much.
pragmatic. So, and it was just flowing so beautifully. Your ideas were just coming through. Your examples were so relevant. I was going back, of course, for me it was
Yes.
60 years back, but I had to go back to those days to think about such situations.
Yeah.
I really,
Yes.
truly enjoyed.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Fantastic,
much.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yes.
Yes, Uma ma'am, wind up.
Yes. No, that's what. Before I wind up, I would like to share something.
Yeah, please.
Because
You are the one who gave me the push. I owe the credit
see,
to you.
And no. You have taken the challenge. You have done it so well. I would like to share my experience regarding this. One of my students, when he was in standard 4, as we used to, and as we teachers, like, we used to look at every child, right? Somebody different, and we had to find out what's wrong with that child. So I could find out there is some learning disability with that child. So I called for the parents, we sat down, we spoke to them, and we had a connection with Sion Hospital close by, wherein they have a department for this, wherein they also take this child and they help the child. So I spoke to the parents, and the parents were ready to take the child, and the child was taken. And of course, then now you see, we do for so many children, right? It's not that one child, but this child, last month, he contacted my school, and my school contacted me. Uma ma'am, one Brijesh Duruka would like to talk to you. I said, what? What is it? He is from 2018 batch, and he wants to talk. I said, regarding what? See, many of them talk for about their child's admission and all that. I generally. So I said, regarding, no, ma'am, you spotted him for learning disability, and you helped the parents, and today he has become something. So he would like to share, and he would like to meet you. You will not believe, I really felt so.
What a moment.
This is what we as educators, we earn in life, nothing else.
Very true. Very true.
Yes. And he sent me a message, he called me, and he came, met me, and he said now he is in the planning department in government of Maharashtra.
Wow.
Wonderful.
He said, ma'am, it's just because of you. I said, I have done nothing. I have done for many. But those who have taken and those who have gone ahead have been successful. That's all we do. We as educators, we do for so many. So these things, these give us a lot of, actually it is a motivation for us, an inspiration for us to go again ahead. This is what I feel.
Very true. Very true. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For the wonderful session, as everybody has told. And I especially thank all the educators who have been here today. Dr. Ambujam ma'am, Deepa Desai ma'am, who has always given me this opportunity. Dr. Suresh Nair, Sadhna ma'am, thank you so much for this wonderful session. Thank you, Lata ma'am,
Thank you. Thank you
as
so much.
accepting our invite and taking it up, and have really, as I told you, end of the session will be still wonderful than the beginning. Thank you so much.
All your support. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much. I'll
Ma'am,
one-to-one. Thank you again.
Yes, thank you.
Lata
Yes,
ma'am,
Deepa ma'am.
one last parting shot I want to give you.
No.
Crisp PPT,
Wow.
wonderfully made. Wonderfully
yes.
made.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
now-
wondering,
Agree.
Uma ma'am is telling me, Lata ma'am is saying, no, that is a challenge for me. PPT nahi hoega, aisa nahi hoega. And I'm
Oh.
looking at it, itna crisp PPT
Come on,
banaya hai.
now
Koi-
comes the disclaimer. I
koi
hacked my
professional bhi
daughter's
nahi
brain to
banayega.
the maximum. I hacked my daughter, matlab, I made her into pieces for the past 1 week with
Yeah,
2
good.
conferences, 2 meetings today. Mama, I have sent it at 1 o'clock. Go through, read it again. You should know to. And I made my son-in-law do work from home to see that there are no technical. You get jittery, you know. My God, nahi, ye band ho gaya, kya karne ka? Next, no. That next
Okay.
summit should be there for the
But
staff.
wonderfully,
Then you
the
go
very,
ahead. God
you have
bless.
taken a first step.
Yes.
You have taken a first step towards it.
I got the
So
confidence.
next time you'll do it on your own.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. I learned it stepwise. I
That's
wrote
exactly,
share,
that's exactly.
scroll down, scroll up. I wrote and I kept and I followed it very sincerely. Now it is by heart.
Very
Now, no
nice, very nice.
Lata
I
ma'am-
really loved it.
Lata
Very-
ma'am, you
very
are looking
nice.
very beautiful today.
Yeah, I always
yeah.
was beautiful. Bas kya, Sadhna?
Ah,
That was my starting comment.
अरे today
Today, देखो ना,
Today?
today. ऐसे क्यों
वो
बोल
तो
रहे हो?
हमेशा ब्यूटीफुल लगती
अरे
है.
मैं टुडे एक्स्ट्रा
Always-
ब्यूटीफुल लग
नहीं,
रही है.
Always,
नहीं, आज
always
लिपस्टिक
nice.
लिपस्टिक
And
लगाया
glamorous.
है.
कुछ नहीं.
Just put
No,
some lipstick.
always
Something
decked
different,
up in
different.
nice silk sarees, and you know, this is always there. One big bindi on forehead. She's always nicely dressed up.
Typical.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Lata is always
Okay.
elegant.
Yes,
I've
yes,
always
of
seen her,
course.
she's
Yeah.
always
हो
elegant.
गया. अभी एलिगेंट पे गए तुम लोग. चलो.
Okay.
बुद्धि हो गई,
ऐसे
बस
बस
हो गया.
Okay,
it's so sweet.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
everyone.